Hey, JJ. Why did the pine tree get in trouble?
I don't know. Why?
Because it was being naughty.
Oh. Hey, kids!
Welcome to another adventurous installment of this trilogy.
In this video, we'll be exploring the exciting world of upland habitats, which cover 25% of Florida.
What is an uplands habitat exactly?
Ho! Glad you asked. Well, uplands are comprised of 5 main habitats, including pinelands, hardwood forests, scrubs, dry prairies, and ranges.
Are we going to be visiting all of these places?
No way, Jose! I've got an exam next week, but we will be visiting as many as possible.
This video sounds like it's going to be on fire.
It's almost like you plan on referring to how upland habitats are pyrogenic, meaning they're adapted for periodic fire.
The heat of the fire is required for some plants to reproduce, as it opens up their pine cones, which release pollen and seeds.
The fires also control populations of native fire-resistant species, which quickly resprout and remove invasive species that are not adapted to fire. Whoa, 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 whoa! Hey! Slow down there, eager McBeaver! These fires are often naturally occurring due to lightning or are controlled, prescribed burns by Forest Service officials.
I was just trying to help.
There are many things you can do to help, but we'll discuss that a little later. Right now, we'll talk about our first habitat, the pinelands.
There are 5 different profiles for pinelands based on drainage. However, they're all characterized easily enough by the fact that they have pine trees.
Some of these areas include pine rocklands, which are rare and only contain the slash pine. This tree is easily identified by its branches. They begin very high up on the trunk to avoid being burnt by fires.
Pine flatwoods are dominated by slash pines or longleaf pines, but many of these habitats have been converted for agriculture and urban land uses. The state tree, the cabbage palm, which oddly enough isn't even a tree, is found in this habitat. The high pine habitat has greatly declined to between 97 and 98% of what it once was. This leaves the red-cockaded woodpecker and the Sherman's fox squirrel stranded.
Scrubby flatwoods are a mixture of slash and longleaf pines, and have species like the sand live oak and saw palmetto in their understory. A common species found here is the gopher tortoise.
Wait, why is it called a gopher tortoise? It isn't even wearing a hard hat.
I don't think that's up to safety standards at all.
I guess he has a hard shell.
Close enough. It's actually called a gopher tortoise because it digs dens like a gopher.
There are many different animals that rely on gopher tortoise dens for shelter year-round and during wild or prescribed burns.
The dens are fairly large, like Jeffrey's den here. Although it is under his name, he has plenty of roommates, so he's never sad and alone.
His most recent roommates have been Benny the Black Racer and his compadre, Patty Pine Snake.
But recently, they've all been permanently evicted from their homes due to construction. And let me tell ya, it sure wasn't the gopher tortoises doing construction.
But who could it have possibly been? Oh, that's right. Those darned humans.
Hardwood forests also suffer from habitat loss due to urbanization.
These forests, commonly called hammocks, contain many of the 275 trees that are native to Florida.
Native?
A native is a species that is indigenous to a certain region. For example, the Florida yew, white oak, red maple, and the rouge plant, which has berries with an orange-reddish tint. The berries are also poisonous. Just kidding. A species that was originally from another location is called an exotic species, and may also be invasive.
Yeah, you lost me again.
Oh, JJ. An invasive species is one that harms the ecosystem and local populations.
Oh, so a species such as the air potato, Brazilian jasmine, Caesar weed, skunk vine, and mother-in-law No, not that mother. Yeah, that one. That's the right one.
All Florida habitats have invasive species, including scrub and dry prairie.
Scrub habitats can be characterized by their dry, sandy soils.
Dry prairies are natural grasslands with flat terrain and species like arrowfeather, switchgrass, and deer tongue. Oh, come on, guys, get it together. There you go.
Whoa, I didn't know all these plant species existed. I can't believe there are so many.
Of course, uplands are home to their fair share of animals as well.
The animals here are dependent on the plants for shelter and sustenance, like the blue jay, who's lost about 90% of usable habitat, and birds like the Carolina chickadee and brown-headed nuthatch, which rely on berries, seeds, and insects found in these habitats.
Some of these super delicious insect snacks may include the southern leopard grasshopper. Feisty little guys, aren't they?
Not as feisty as the trapdoor spider, which is also found in upland habitats.
Insects are important meals for other animals such as Florida's many reptiles and amphibians.
How many are there?
Hold on to your knickers. There are 27 native species of frogs, 26 species of salamanders, 44 species of snakes, 16 lizard species, 25 species of turtles, 2 crocodilians, and the endemic worm lizard.
Whoa, I lost my knickers!
Yeah, Florida's a great place, but with great species diversity comes a load of conservation issues.
The majority of these issues are a result of human development.
Habitat loss and habitat fragmentation reduce and isolate populations.
One species greatly affected by fragmentation is the Florida panther, which is arguably an exotic now.
This is because the original population became so threatened that humans introduced female Texas cougars to breed and save the population.
Although habitat loss is still a big issue, the Florida panther acts as an umbrella species, meaning the habitat it lives in is protected. Thus, all the organisms within are also protected in that habitat.
It's pretty cool. While it's unlikely that you'll be able to help these species directly, there are things you can do to minimize your impact.
First of all, don't litter. How would you feel if someone was throwing trash in your home?
You got your highbrow shoes on your feet, and you wear them around like it ain't. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore.
Plant native species in your yard, such as firebush, or the Spanish needle, as it attracts butterflies like the zebra longwing, the state butterfly.
Conserve electricity. Keep your cats inside to reduce attacks on local species. Avoid contact with wildlife. Interactions increase the potential for the animal, you, or another person getting hurt.
And lastly, educate others.
Hansel, so hot right now. Hansel.